the difference.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Let's dive in. Let's dive into that first year. What
mhm.
what year did you get licensed?
2015.
Okay, 2015. So, getting started with that transition, the sacrifices being, you said you did, I think, 7 deals your first year. What were some of those struggles? What were some of those successes? What were you focusing on, as a way to kind of build up that business and that momentum?
Yeah. So, I mean, I was meeting with Newton, we started coaching right off the bat. Well, not true, not true. That happened when I went full time. But there's lots of, I remember going to this class that they had called AMP, and there's all these things to like prospect and to start generating business. Um, it's overwhelming of all the ideas and things out there that you can do.
Yep.
It's very overwhelming. Um, and I'm getting good direction, but early on, I'm not following any of the direction. Um, I'm not making phone calls. I'm not taking the time to, do the things to kind of build a business or a
Yep.
database. And so it was really just, you know, uh, you know, a little bit being blessed, some good fortune, people taking a risk on me early on, not having much experience, and giving me an opportunity, to work with them to buy or sell a house. Um, Really, so the first year it was a roller coaster ride. Actually, the first 2 years were.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I had a lot of self doubt. Man, am I cut out for this? Can I really do this?
Yeah.
Am I going to be able you know, um, to make some money in this business? Because it was tight for a long time,
Sure.
and so it was just. I think the key was having support, and staying plugged into that support, not isolating out of that, being in the office, staying connected to Newton and other people in the office to just reinforce and to.
Yeah.
I needed that. I really needed that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people struggle with one of the things I always tell every new agent that's getting into the business, or even an agent that's been maybe licensed a year, 2 years, 3 years, that's not consistent, is you got to find a way to be in and around real estate as much as possible.
Yep.
Whether that's office time, whether that's if you're on a team, volunteering your time for showings, open houses, picking up signs, whatever it is. I just find that when people are in the business more, doing realtor activities, that process of speeding up their success picks up, because it's always top of mind, especially when you're coming from another career. And for you're going from a manual labor job, probably exhausted by the end of every day, working outside, sweat, rain, cold, everything in between, to then have to go home, shower, and then go right into real estate mode. Like, those are two different things. It would be different if it was from like office job to real estate, but
Right.
like, you're switching things up. But like what you said, being plugged in, finding the right people that will take you under their wing, that are selling real estate at a higher level, and the key, doing what they say works. Right.
Man, I mean, I have there's been a change. I mean, 5 years ago when I went full time, shortly after that, Newton and I started coaching every 2 weeks. And I just had a change. I said, I remember it. I said, Newt, you just tell me what I got to do to be successful, and I'm going to do it. And literally to this day, I still, I still do the same thing. I think it's so important. There's so much to learn in this business, so I really try to stay humble and teachable, um, and keep growing, because I don't think there's nothing really special or unique about Shaun Hood. It's just that I've been fortunate enough to find somebody who's willing to pour into me. Um, and then I'm willing to take some action consistently on that direction and guidance.
What made you open up and be more receptive to that at that time? Do you know? Was it a
Yeah,
pain point? Like you said in the beginning, it's either, one side or the other. Was it a pain point? Was it
there had been it was kind of all around the pain point of this previous, job, and it was kind of like a not a midlife crisis, but it's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing with your life? I just felt like I was just kind of like going along with no direction, no goals, no dreams, no motivation. And so it was kind of all of this thing, I was changing careers, but I was also looking, kind of looking at myself and my life, and realizing, coming from that young, arrogant guy in my 20s to realizing you don't know anything, like
yeah,
you don't know nothing, man. Like, you need to, and I remember too, something that popped in. I started listening to some different people and other podcasts and motivational things. And they're like, the most successful people in the world all have coaches and mentors. And that really can, uh struck me. So I'm just like, you gotta saddle up with somebody, and just start following some direction. And so that's, I just did. I made a complete shift in that. I mean, it was really a big change for me. Um, from going to, I'm going to figure this out on my own, to, hey, how do I do this? What Asking way more questions than trying to just in my head try to figure this out.
yeah, yeah. I think some of that is, all of us go through it. It's the ego side of things, right? It's,
Yeah,
hey,
it
I'm
is.
going to do it my way and figure it out my way, and either you stick with that and eventually you either make it or you struggle, or you just look at other options that are right there available to you that align with how you want to build the business, right? And that's part of
Mhm.
this is I'm a big believer that there's hundreds of ways that a real estate agent can build business and be successful. I did
There
it through
are.
internet leads. Our team, we focus on internet leads. That's not the end all be all, right? The way there's, but we work for a certain type of agent, and agents that build businesses that way, it works for them. And other people want to rock open houses and direct mailers and door knocking. And there's so many different ways, for sure.